He was a puppet. She was using him. He didn't even know he was playing second fiddle.
We're talking about Drew and,
Huh?
Who was the real power? The captain?
Who are these people?
Yes, thank you.
The captain and Tennille?
Yeah.
Boy, somebody was raised in a culture-free environment.
And I'm better off for it.
I was just thinking. I love it when things are quiet around here.
Nice, bit of rest. We like it.
We've really been riding them mellow, and I am really jinxing the hell out of us by saying that.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll let you off this time.
No, never let Xander off.
How is Angel? Pretend I care.
You do care. You ain't getting past me, sir. Uh-oh.
No.
It's gonna be fine. Double bluff, mate.
Mom!
Hello. All right, buddy.
Oh my.
Get your hands off my mum. She's not my mum. That's true.
I broke a wine glass.
Kinky.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I was just gonna be like, ha ha ha. Me and Buffy had the same reaction. She was just saying hi back.
This is Ted.
Ted. Sorry, we should give Ted a chance. This is true. However, the episode's called Ted. Why do I feel like Ted's got a secret? Is he an insect? Get Xander on the case. That's all. Hey, he's the expert. I'm not tired, you're tired.
So,
Ted.
late nights at the gallery recently, I gather you were cataloging more than art.
Well,
Wrecker.
he's a wonderful man.
Oh yeah, tell me about him. Oh, he's cook. Hey, fair. You know what? All right, Ted, you're selling yourself.
Computer software? He redid my entire system at the gallery, freed up a lot of my time.
And smooch them in my kitchen.
Not your kitchen, no, really. I mean, kind.
I like my new 9 gig hard drive.
But you don't love it, because without the DMA up,
Oh, he's perfect, isn't he?
I get the demos for free. I don't see why I shouldn't give them to you for the same price.
Oh, he's perfect.
Can I just say, this is the finest pizza ever on God's green earth.
Really? He's making pizza?
After you bake it, you
Damn,
fry
dude.
it in herbs and olive oil, but you gotta use cast iron skillet.
It's called a pan. I tell you what, the first time like I found out that skillet meant pan, I was like, what witchery are you trying to pass off, mate? Why did skillet come? I apologize. I'm sorry. You can have your words, we can have ours. That's absolutely fine. I'm just saying, not that one.
Buffy, I want to apologize. That wasn't how I wanted us to meet.
Bless him.
I'm very fond of your mother, I guess. That's pretty
Good.
obvious.
I'm just sus, man. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, innit? It's not Buffy and Ted. I want to see that spin-off, though.
We really want you to be okay with this.
I'm okay.
No, you're not. But that's okay. It's a big...
I am.
It's a big thing. And she's going to need a bit of time to adjust to that, right? And maybe it's bluffing us, right? Because this is the thing. That's the trope, isn't it? Your single parent, divorced parent starts seeing someone else. Perfectly natural, perfectly normal. They absolutely should be allowed that, right? That's completely valid. It's rough on the kid, absolutely, because it's always going to come across as replacing the other one, which, you know, the kid isn't going to want to have to deal with or introduce someone into that, you know, space in their life, even though the, you know, father, mother, whoever it might be, is still in it. It's difficult. It is difficult. His portrayal so far is that he's perfect, right? There's nothing wrong with him. And perhaps we're going to get this thing of Buffy trying to find something wrong with him. And maybe there is something. Maybe he is, you know, something that goes bump in the night. I do feel like at this point, very early on in the episode, it would be more interesting if there was nothing wrong with him. And actually the thing that she has to deal with is just the normal, mundane human thing of, difficult though it might be, of accepting that her mum's moving on with her life, and that's fine. And she should be able to do that, and her mum deserves her happiness too. And it would be working with, I say bluff because it would be working with that expectation that there's something wrong with him. There's something. And the big reveal is that actually, no, there's nothing wrong with him, and you just got to deal with it.
Staking time, really, don't you think?
Oh, she's taking it out on him. Mate, it's an outlet. Is what it is. Kick in!
Any others?
For their sakes, I certainly hope not.
Why are they hanging out at the park?
Scattered, you know. Leaders are gone.
But they're not.
Vampires are creeps.
Ted?
They take over your whole house. They start making these stupid little...
Okay, we're projecting.
I believe the subtext here is rapidly becoming... Are you sure there's nothing you want to share?
Talk to him. Come on.
Think there'll be any more? I can wait.
Because this is the thing. It doesn't mean that Ted's actually replacing her dad. Her dad is still there. She can still have a relationship with him. And she still can have that relationship, obviously, with her mom. It just means that there's someone extra. And I'm not trying to minimize the difficulty of the situation. Absolutely. And I've not been through it myself. So, you know what I mean? Who am I to talk?
Seems nice and polite, and my mother really likes him.
So she's maybe like, what's...
What kind of a monster is he?
Right.
I'm just saying there's something a little too clean.
Right. Yeah, she's having the same reaction the audience does.
Hi, Ted. Ted, who's here?
Hello, kids.
What?
Buffy, do you like miniature golf?
Oh, mate, yeah.
Thinking maybe this Saturday we could drag the three of you out to the course.
Yeah, mate. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I cannot deal with golf. Golf is like the one sport. I'm sorry. Sport that I can't get with. I'm so sorry. Hey, if you enjoy it, have a good time with it. Do you know what I mean? Crazy golf? Introduce a clown into the equation? A windmill? Mate, sign me up.
And cookies.
Sounds like a great time.
Unfortunately, we have that thing on Saturday.
Yeah, it's called Crazy Golf with Ted.
Hey, we can do that thing anytime.
Oh, hello. Oh, good.
Hello, Jenny.
Go on.
Pretty flimsy excuse for coming by to see me. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I stayed out of mortal danger for 3 whole weeks.
Right.
I could get used to it.
Right.
You need time.
Or possibly space. Having you constantly poking around, making little puppy dog eyes at me, wondering if
Ooh, okay. Look, hey, she's hurting still, and that's fair.
you make me feel bad that I don't feel better.
Right.
I don't want that responsibility.
Valid. Good that you communicated that. And now he knows.
I shouldn't have bothered.
He's mature enough, I think, that he'll stay away. Yeah, it's up to you to reach out if you want to, mate.
Sarcastic, which I was, but I'm sorry if I don't want to talk about Ted all the time.
Are you gonna talk about something else at some point?
Hey, she's allowed to vent, dude. Come on.
I don't need some new guy in my life.
No, maybe your mom does.
Hey, hello. Some maturity.
Loneliness is about the scariest thing there is.
Yeah, but have you met a spider, though?
There's a guy out there that would satisfy you.
My dad?
Yeah.
Give Ted a chance. Do I have to like him?
Kiss me.
What? Sorry. Shift.
Ha!
This is what I mean, man. We should have more sports that have this element to it. Do you know what I mean? Like 2 versions, like the proper version and the good version. This, do you know what I mean? I go crazy with it. I just feel like we're limiting ourselves by being all like by the rules. Look, crazy football, right? We're playing football, you're dribbling the ball, suddenly some guy in a tiger costume comes in, takes you out. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't know what's gonna happen.
Do you know how rare it is to find a man that cooks?
I know, I've been looking a long time for one.
Hey!
Book Cracker Buffy, it's...
I bet that means your grades will be picking up soon.
Whoa.
How does he know about my grades?
I told him.
Okay, but the thing, right, okay, so this is the thing though. There's one thing you telling him, fair enough, absolutely, in the privacy of your own conversation. Ted boy, that's your first black mark. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't then bring that out and start actually being a bit of a father. Do you know what I mean? You've not earned that yet, because you do have to earn that. You can't just assume that.
To know everything about you. He's concerned. That's a...
It's not his place. Buffy's perfectly in her right there. Yes, that's how you should play. All power, mate. No finesse, trust.
But the rules are the rules. And what we teach her is what she takes out into the world when we're not there.
Buddy,
I don't mean to overstep my bounds. This
you are.
is between you and your mother.
Then shut up.
Right is right.
And you're wrong, so back away.
He has a point.
No, it doesn't. And it wouldn't matter if he did. No, sorry, he is overstep. You can't overstep your bounds and then try and plaster over it by being like, well, I don't mean to overstep. You did it. Stop doing that. It's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve. I hate when people do that. It's like, I don't mean to be a dickhead about it, but I'm gonna be. Like, what are you doing? Buffy, mate, I'd just walk away. Go throw it at Ted.
Got a hole in 2.
Beg to differ.
All right, Ted.
I think you're missing the point here, little lady.
Excuse me, big man.
Wrong is wrong. It's just a game. Do your own thing. Well, I'm not wired that way.
I feel like you could punch him, Buffy, and it'd be fine.
Is not a game. And I don't stand for that kind of malarkey in my house.
Not your house.
Guess it's a good thing I'm not in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to slap that smart mouth of yours?
Try it. Don't. He shouldn't. I'm just saying that she's the Slayer, okay?
Chocolate chip cookies!
Oh, that's his game. Okay. Something's going on. She was right.
Buffy, you've got to try one of these. They're really good.
No, thank you. What's going on? Are they poisoned? Is he, do you know what I mean? Something in there. Some kind of mind control, like, you like me now. I've got no trust anymore, man.
Good morning, sunshine.
This is the problem, but this can't come from Buffy because anything Buffy says, it's going to come across as like, you just don't like him because you think he's replacing your dad. Do you know what I mean? It's primed for her mum not to believe her.
I do not expect you to love him right away like I do.
You love him?
It's not exactly like men beat down the door when,
When you're a single parent.
Doesn't mean you should settle though, mate.
He threatened me. He said that he was going to slap my face.
Good, honesty. This is the thing, you gotta...
He said no such thing.
Okay.
And he didn't say anything about it in front of the others, did he?
No, but I don't think that's not...
It's not the point.
He's making dinner for us tonight, so...
Man.
This is so delicious.
I don't trust the food, man. Yeah, the food. There's something wrong with the food.
The guy lost his senses over mini golf.
Easily done, but he did take it over the line.
Hey, Cordy, nice outfit.
Oh, hello.
Oh, very funny. What are you saying?
I think he meant it genuinely, mate.
Well, why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Jeez.
You guys excuse me for a sec?
Yeah. Good, go talk.
What's wrong with you?
I gave you a compliment.
You were not in public.
That we kissed?
That was my reaction, yeah.
You want to go to the utility closet and make out?
God, is that all you ever think about?
Don't say yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You help me. What do you want me to look for?
I do still think that it would be nice if he wasn't supernatural. You know, no supernatural threat this week, just dealing with something real and hard.
It is not an inexpensive piece of software. As a matter of fact, it's a very expensive one. Trust me, you won't be sorry.
I don't think I'd like him. As an adult to adult, I just think he'd be annoying, if I'm completely honest.
Going to lunch?
What time is it, buddy? Is that an... whoa, he's well ahead, though. Jesus.
You're new, aren't you?
Go on. Dish. What's the goss?
The guy is a genius.
Uh-huh.
Never loses a client.
Can't trust that.
If I sound bitter, I am.
You're drinking coffee, mate. That's all I need to know.
He's probably got ex-wives and families to support.
Cafe!
He's just got a girlfriend. I'm amazed he let her clutter his desk.
The wedding.
He's got it set for 2 months from now. Believe me, I am counting the days.
Whoa. Is he planning a wedding with Buffy's mum? Check whose picture it is. That's weird. Yep. Okay. He might just, like, this is the thing. I think if he's just a bit of a creepy guy, I think that's, oh god. Weird. It's way more interesting, way more insidious, and also would provide Buffy with more of an issue in combating that, because she can't do her usual Slayer thing. She can't just beat him up or kick him out, or, you know, she's got to talk around her mum and prove this some other way.
How was school today, Buffy? Did you learn anything?
You are not the father yet, mate. I keep saying yet, right? Okay, and like this isn't what like I'm just saying, because you can, like, you know, as the partner coming into a family, you can come in and eventually be that to the child. It's not guaranteed, and it doesn't have to be the case, but there can be some semblance of that, right? Just depends from case to case and person to person, kid to kid, you know. And there's no pressure for the kid to see them that way either. But man, this guy is not there. Jeez.
What do you think?
I think every home should have one of you. It's
No.
fantastic.
Dude, go to a restaurant every once in a while. Do you know what I mean? Like something else.
Looks good.
Well, you know, little lady, it's not just for looks, it's for building strong bodies.
What?
Honey?
No, thank you.
Are you two engaged?
I just might ask her to tie the knot.
This is weird.
How would you feel about that?
Ew.
It's okay to have feelings, Buffy, and it's okay to express them.
Good. We agree.
I
Well,
feel
Buff.
like killing myself.
No, I told her to be honest.
You did?
You should try and get used to me, because you know what?
No, don't.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. That's not the way to go about it, Ted.
You can go to your room, young lady. That's where you can go.
You can throw something at him, it's fine. You're already in the bad books. Yeah, I am revealing a little bit how I was as a child. I apologize. Mostly to my family.
You don't get to be salesman of the year by giving up after a couple of rejections.
Buddy, not everything's a sale, and people aren't items to be sold or bought. What piece of work?
Vampires.
Suddenly. It's really interesting how we go from, you know, the last few episodes and how she's struggling being the Slayer, looking forward at her future, and it's like, God, how horrible is it that I have to do that and I have no other option, and now suddenly she needs that, wants that, that's her comfort, right? It's really interesting how they flipped that around to suddenly her human life is difficult. It is this place of familiarity to her, of she knows where she stands, right? And Ted's new. That's something new, right? And it's this thing of change is difficult. Doesn't necessarily mean just because it's difficult that you shouldn't let it happen or that it's not good. I think in this specific case, not so good. I don't think Ted's good for Buffy. I don't think in the long run he's going to be good for her mum either. I think in the short term, fine. And it's obviously going well, but I think someone like Ted over the long term... some of the things that I'm seeing are just going to show more, or it's going to get really bad, and then, you know, Buffy and her mum's relationship is going to break down because Buffy sees it and her mum doesn't, right? You know, it's not going to work out in the long term. It's all difficult, but yeah, it's super interesting how, like I say, from the last few episodes, we've gone from the Slayer stuff is difficult, hard, it's this thing that she's in and she kind of wants to get out of it, or she wants another choice or whatever it might be, but at the same time it is also this, and there's a level of safety in that, and that tells you something about her human life and what's going on in that and how she feels about that something like the Slayer and being that, and this thing that holds so much danger and like I say, pain, is suddenly better. Really grounds her, roots her, and shows you as the audience where her emotional state is and how hard it is actually for her, considering what we know of how she feels about being a Slayer.
What are you
Okay.
doing here?
Your mother told you to go to your room, Buffy.
She's in it.
You
You've been going through my things?
Well,
That's my personal property. How dare you?
yeah.
I don't see how it's any different from you snooping around my office, do you?
No, it is though, because that's your place of work. Like, it's still, okay, it's still a little bit, you know, it's an invasion of privacy. I'll grant him that. It's not the same though. Your professional environment where you had nothing but one picture. Sorry. And her private space, her private bedroom. No, they're two different things, mate.
Everything you do is nothing but my business from now on.
Possessive.
I'm not some goblin you made up in your little diary. Psychiatrists have a word for something like this.
Okay.
And you'll spend your best dating years behind the wall of a mental
Jeez, man. It's possession. It's this idea of possessiveness that he has. That so many men have, that so many white men have, right? And sorry to make it about that. This is something that isn't obviously, you know, exclusive to men, white men, but quite often is the case that those three things combine. If your own sense of self, if your own sense of happiness and security, you need to exert your will and influence over other people that might be, you know, to his mind, weaker than you, right? This young girl who is vulnerable, who he should be a guardian for, not in the way he's being, right? In a positive way. If you feel the need to exert your will over those people, anyone, but those people particularly, that doesn't make you a good person, man. That makes you, it specifically makes you a bad person. And sorry, but if your, like I say, your happiness, your security is derived from that, it's not happiness. It's not security. And it speaks more to your own insecurity. You know, if everything's got to be under your control, possessed by you in such a way that you have ultimate say about how they act, how they be, and how they are, it's not a comment on them. This isn't a comment on Buffy, it's a comment on him and where he's at psychologically, mentally. I mean, forgetting all the stuff about this isn't his place. Obviously, it's not his place to be saying this stuff and having this conversation. That's not the point of this conversation. The point of this conversation is him and where he's at as a person. And like, this level of seeking out his security in this way isn't making him happy either. You gotta learn to let go of that. And people aren't your object. Buffy's not his object. Her mom, right, I think he's treating as an object as well in the way that he's behaving and thinking about her. It's unhealthy for all of them. There is no good at all from behaving in the way that Ted's behaving. It doesn't serve him. It doesn't serve the people around him. And, you know, look, my personal opinion, I think anyone that behaves like this, acts like this, feels like this, Ted, you can unlearn that. You can, you know, find your way out of it. You can be better, learn to be better. At the same time, if you don't seek to do that and you do behave like this towards other people, you're trash. You're trash. You're a piece of shit and you shouldn't be around anybody.
Sleep tight.
Punch me in the face.
Take your hand off me.
Hello. Ooh. Go on.
I was so hoping you'd...
Yes! Yes! And again, let's just fight. Beautiful. Yes. Do you mean Buffy stopped that? You walked in and he had his hands on her. Kick in, mate. Kick in. Oh, come on. Just because she beat him, he threw the foot. Okay.
Ted,
Is this a dream?
you killed him.
Good. I don't care. For real? It's not a dream? Okay. Okay. For real? I don't trust this. What? Look, man didn't know his place. Took on a fight he couldn't win. He threw the first punch. Screw him. Good. Sue me.
He fell down the stairs.
Wow. Bless her.
And we got into an argument.
And sorry, no, I absolutely stand by her, because you could come from the angle of like, yeah, but it wasn't self-defense to the point because she kept going. But it's like, he kept going. He fought back. He kept hitting her. He wasn't going to stop. Like, you're trying to tell me that Ted would have stopped. He was not going to back down. Absolutely not.
Is this the first time that you two had an argument?
This is wild, though, that this is happening.
He threatened me. He said that he would slap me.
And he did slap you.
And that's when he hit me.
Where?
There's no mark. Damn.
It doesn't look like he hit you very...
Ah! She's this...
I don't bruise easily.
God damn it.
I didn't mean to.
I believe you. Things got out of hand. He's a big guy.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
We're not bringing anything up against your daughter right now.
Right now.
She says Mr. Buchanan struck her, and if that's the case...
Yeah, if that's the case. Man, way to make this real, huh? I did say it'd be more interesting if he was just a human, and it absolutely is more interesting for that. It's even more interesting that this happened. And I suppose the lesson here, this is the thing, right? As much as, look, I'm going to take myself out of the audience member kind of enjoying it for what it is, right? Because you know my thoughts on the situation, you've seen me react to it. I think beneath that, though, is this very real lesson. Because, look, I can talk about how Buffy's in the right all day, but she's not going to necessarily feel that. She's a 16-year-old kid. She just killed a human being, at least to our knowledge. That's going to be working on her. That's going to be hurting her. And that's not ideal. Absolutely not. Of course not. And that's a lot to deal with. And I think under the surface of all this is this thing of she is the Slayer. She is stronger than everybody else. And that's a lot of power when, she's dealing with humans that might not know that she's that. Because yes, this is the thing. This is the question, right? Because that's where my brain goes is like, well, if Ted knew about that, would that have stopped him from lashing out at her and hitting her? Because if it would have stopped him, that all that says is that he only hit her and, again, was exerting his power over her because he perceived her to be weaker than him, which isn't good either. But that's the point. That's what I'm getting at, is that she's the Slayer. People don't know that, and she has that power, and people don't know what they're getting into if they start a fight with her. And as unfair as that is something she has to take into account. That's not me putting it on her, obviously, but I just think, like I say, outside of this situation, that's probably what's going on in her head, is that she is stronger than everyone else, and she now knows, and I think this is gonna, like I say, she's a good person, regardless of whether she was in the right for what she did or not. Doesn't matter. She's a good person. She's going to feel bad for it. It's going to eat her up. And I think what's going to come out of this is that she's like, yeah, I have got this power. I'm the Slayer. I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful around humans, right? I can't let it escalate to that kind of situation, because if I get in that fight, I've either got to take it, which isn't good either, or I've got to do what I just did, which could end the way that it just did, which she can't risk either. So again, this is like a lesson, I think, as the Slayer, right? As rooted in humanity and the human story that this episode is, this is a lesson for the Slayer. Damn, this is deep. It might affect her relationship with her mum too. And look, I'm not going to shy away from it. You know how I feel about it. Screw Ted. He deserved that. He was exerting his power over someone he perceived to be weaker than himself. He struck first. He struck out first. With the knowledge, at least to him, that he was the more powerful one. That he was going to do harm to her. And he did that anyway. And not only that, before that, he'd been emotionally manipulating her. Overstepping his bounds, exerting power over other parts of her life as well, coming in an absolute, and that wasn't his place. Absolutely wasn't his place. And he took that. He just assumed that was his and he took it. And then he stepped over the line and made it physical. Screw that guy. Like I say, you can talk about that and have that conversation. I don't think it matters, because the reality of the situation is that he's dead now and Buffy's responsible and she's going to feel that. And I think right now, at least, that's the more important conversation.
I had a fight and I lost my temper.
Rightly so.
What was he?
A dick.
A demon? Giant bugs? We are talking creature feature here, right?
Oh, bless her.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
He started it.
He did.
He was a person,
Sure, yeah.
and I killed him.
This is what I mean. Regardless of what you feel about Ted and his character and how he behaved, she's right. He was a person, and that's still going to hit her as hard as it's going to hit her.
It was an accident.
I'm the Slayer. No right to hit him like that.
Right. And that, do you know what I mean? That's the conversation.
And I know you would never hurt anyone intentionally.
Doesn't matter. I get it though. I completely get where she's coming from. And she's right. And I think as harsh as that might be to talk about, yes, she is the Slayer and she can't be doing that. Because like I say, people don't know what they're getting into if they get into a fight with her. I think the thing that you've got to come down on as the Slayer, as Buffy, is that, like I say, you just got to make sure it can never escalate to that, right? It can't get to that point. And that's easier said than done. And there's no reason to say that you'll ever be able to perfectly, avoid escalating things to that point. But I think now as well, even if it did escalate to that point, Buffy would take it. She wouldn't lash out again, which isn't, like I say, it's not fair either, but maybe that's the burden of the Slayer. And so, like I say, it's beautiful how they've got this very human mix, this episode of that's where the story's rooted, but it's become this question of her responsibility and her power as the Slayer, and how that's got to shape how she acts in the human world as well. It's a really brave episode for that, and dealing with that. This guy though,
That bad was up to something, I know it.
oh, we're gonna find something about him.
No way, no how does Buffy put the big hurt on an innocent man.
This is the thing. My brain goes to, I hope he's not dirty. I like the situation we're in for the character kind of depth that we're getting. And I think it's a kind of a get out of jail free card a little bit if there's something on him. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's monster, whether it's just human. I mean, I'm not going to put it past that there's some human debacle that he's got himself into that makes him a bad person. Do you know what I mean? Which they might find. But then I kind of caught myself and I was like, honestly, up until this point, I think we've had a meaty episode. I think it's been deep. It's been intense. We've had that shock factor as the audience. I think Buffy's dealing with this question that doesn't go away just because, you know, Ted turns out to be worse than we thought he was. So I think even if they find something, I don't think it matters to me. I was going to say that I think it lessens the episode for me if actually it's this get out of jail free card almost emotionally for Buffy if he's like a terrible person or a monster or something. I don't think it would be. They've done enough work so far that I think it's all still valid and everything's still valid that's happening in this episode. And the conclusion, like I say, is this inner conflict with Buffy that isn't just going to go away, even if, you know, Ted and his character, called into question as it might be, goes away, right? It doesn't mean that the whole episode goes away. So yeah, I don't think the episode hinges a whole lot on that.
I don't get it. Buffy's a slayer. Shouldn't she have...
What, a license to kill?
Shouldn't there be different rules for her?
Sure, in a fascist society.
Why can't we have one...
Whatever the authorities have planned for her, it can't be much worse than what she's doing to herself. She's taken a human life.
Yeah.
The guilt, it's pretty hard to bear, and it won't go away soon.
Yeah.
I guess you should know since you helped raise that demon that killed that guy that time.
Birdie.
Let's bring that up as often as possible.
It's interesting though, the line that we had about, you know, there being different rules for Buffy than there are for other people. It's like there can't be, unfortunately. It's difficult, right? But the whole point is secrecy. People don't know. And as a result of that, it means that she's got to be more careful. And you know that I'm on her side. But yeah, I still think that you should be saying that she's got to be more careful. It's not me blaming her, but that's the lesson here.
Ted's got no criminal record.
Good.
This guy's like citizen of the year.
I think, again, it doesn't take anything away if there's more on him than we know. But I think it adds something if he's just a bit of a dick. If he's not a criminal, if he's not a monster, and he lived his life perfectly within the rules of society, and he's just a dick that is possessive and power hungry and a small man wielding that in the way that he can as much as he can get away with. I think it's more interesting for that, and I think that adds to what we're playing with here. If that's all he is. It also calls into the question, you know, the behavior of Ted and people like Ted that, you know, I was talking about earlier in this episode. Because by all the rules of our society, I mean, the only thing that he did wrong that we know of is that he hit Buffy. He lashed out and he hit Buffy, right? That's an offense that is something that can get him put away. But I think, you know, the larger question is that it makes you question society, that someone like Ted can just do what he wants with little to no repercussion. And what does that say about our society, that we can let people behave that way with minimal, like I say, repercussions?
We'll work it out. No worries.
What happened to this is killing me?
The food. Yeah, okay. So I called it right at the beginning. Fair enough. What's he putting in there, though?
But I think it's Dematorin.
Uh-huh.
It's like a tranquilizer. Keeps you all mellow and...
Jeez.
It also shares a few components with ecstasy.
Wow.
This is evidence.
Yeah.
I wanted to apologize. I was so harsh the other day. I'm so sorry.
Bless her for that.
Liam must feel about putting me in danger before.
Imagine how I must feel now.
Okay.
This day can't get any worse.
Don't say that. Oh, what?
Beg to differ.
What? Quoi? Okay.
That's right, little lady, you killed me.
Oh, she's seeing him?
What are you?
I'm a salesman. No matter how you put him down.
Okay. Honestly, I'm kind of annoyed that he is. If he's actually back, I'm kind of annoyed. You know, sometimes you gotta just commit.
You should have seen the intern's face when I got up off the table. It was a hoot.
Oh, wow. So he took something. What the? What?
Say goodnight, big guy.
Oh, God.
God. Oh my God. What is this episode, man?
Nice shot, lady.
Ow. Beautiful, well done. Jesus, though. Everyone's dying, man. I think, no, this is the thing though. I think Ted is a human. Maybe. God. Yeah, okay. She didn't go for the killing blow.
Missy.
What are we doing? What is this?
I don't like being disobeyed.
What? Okay. Ow. Where did he come from then?
Don't worry about me and your mother. We're going to be very happy.
How? The mum is not going to take that well. So, okay, let's just let the episode play out, because I do not have enough information.
Let's look around.
Right, we're going to find out, eh?
I'll take the back.
Check for cookies.
No.
For evidence.
Okay.
So far, I've counted 4 marriage certificates.
Okay.
Yeah, and this rug, it doesn't go with the rest of the decor.
Lift up. There we go.
I know you didn't mean to.
Fair response, yeah.
Is it real? Oh, why didn't they tell us?
Good question.
It's a miracle, Joyce. a miracle.
Oh, Ted.
Right, all Buffy's got to do is lift up his sleeve, right?
But you don't have to worry about anything. Daddy's here.
Excuse me? Joyce, mate, you're not gonna... I'm not gonna ask why she was okay with that phrase.
What you got in the closet, Ted?
Okay. Okay. Show me.
Let's go.
No.
What's in there?
Oh, God.
First 4 wives.
Wow, everyone's
You know what brought me back, Joyce?
super cool with that information now. Fair enough, they've seen some stuff.
I feel fine.
It's the robot thing that
I think I should talk to Buffy first.
is out of left field for me.
How about worrying about Teddy? He's the one who died.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know what to do.
Fair enough, and bless her for trying to talk to Buffy first.
You and I
Want a little gravy with that?
can go away. No one will bother us again.
Okay.
I think you might want to rest for a while.
Yeah, it's getting a little absurd now, isn't it? The concept.
I don't take orders from women. I'm not wired.
Wow. Something I missed on my first pass of this episode is how by making Ted a robot, it demonstrates how his behaviour separates him from humanity. Literally. A commentary almost on if you exhibit the kinds of traits Ted does and aren't capable of anything more, you're no better than a robot, and you certainly aren't human.
I think it went in too deep.
Mate.
Advantages of layers of tweed.
Oh, okay. All right, we have to get you to the hospital.
What are you going to say?
What is this?
It is kind of funny.
Yeah, you really know how to woo a girl back, don't you?
Yeah, just let her shoot you. This is the thing, like, everything that I was talking about and the interesting aspect to this episode, right? It's like that exists in the first 2/3 of the episode and it's really, really good. And then the last third has just turned into this absurd kind of nightmarish, like, what kind of plot? Do you know what I mean? Which doesn't make it bad. I just, it's odd. It's odd.
I already have your clothes. They're your size. They're always your size.
Okay.
You left me once, but
Joycey White?
husband and wife is forever.
Okay. Who made him?
I'll have to carry you.
He's clearly someone who's been made with instilled in him, you know, 50s values of husband and wife and how that should go, and he keeps breaking them. And he keeps replacing them, right? And he sees them all as the same wife. That's weird. So now my question is, like, who made him? And, you know, hey, look, I mean, maybe he is just a device to dismantle that a little bit, talk about it. Gender roles and gender norms and, you know, this idea of the man of the house, the powerful man, and talking about that, right? Shoving it in your face and being like, look. And getting you to talk about everything that I've talked about this episode, which is valuable and important. Whoa. I would like a little bit of in-universe explanation as to what the is this though? Okay, that is nightmare fuel, mate. The thing, I stand by what I said. I don't think it takes away from anything that happened in the episode. I mean, the way they went with it, just odd, innit?
Do you want to rent a movie tonight? Just nothing with horror in it, or men.
Fair enough, mate. Try women.
I still think he's going to jump out at me.
Fair. Are we not questioning the fact that he was an android?
He's on the scrap heap.
I suppose she didn't see. That's a good point. Right, she didn't see the droid, the android stuff, did she? She was knocked out before. Okay, that's what we're going with. Fair enough.
Dying and my wife dumps me. I build a better Ted. Holds her hostage until she dies. He keeps bringing her back over and over.
Right,
That
so
part
wait.
is, the real Ted must have been a genius.
Right.
I plan to forget the whole thing and pick up right where we left off.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's it. I give up. I mean, what is it with grown?
Oh, hello. Oh, well, good. What an episode, dude. Okay. I mean, look, you know, I think I've talked about everything that I kind of want to talk about the themes of the episode, where we got to. I think it is. I think it's just, you know, supposed to be Ted's a device in, you know, the wacky world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that, you know, makes sense to us because we've seen some and used to highlight this idea of, I mean, it's wild, isn't it, that it kind of shifted from this thing of Buffy, single mother Joyce, new partner coming in, and that dynamic and dealing with that emotionally, and how it switched so quickly to, okay, now we're talking about patriarchy and men in a position of power, lording that over people, where that comes from, how damaging that is, not only for the people around him, but also for him. Then we have him die, and we're dealing with that, and we have the Slayer issue we're talking about of, you know, Buffy having to kind of navigate the world as the Slayer while being surrounded by humans, being much stronger than them, and making sure that it can't get to the point that it got to with Ted. And I think we reached a nice conclusion. The way that I, you know, end on it, and I know I talked a lot about it and how I would feel if it went this way or this way or this way, I think it's such a full meal of an episode. There's so much that happens, like I've just said, all of those things, and it's so insane that they got all of that into like a 40-minute episode, you know, packed all that in and dealt with it in a really nice way. And then with the Christian crescendo was this, like I say, this almost absurdist kind of android story that is very kind of, what am I watching? But at the same time, it kind of makes sense, and we get to a place where it's like, sure, that happened, absolutely. And, you know, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you believe it. As much as in the moment, it's like, okay, sure. Doesn't make it bad, it's just wild ride. I don't quite know what to make of this episode. I think it's a really good episode, but wow. Wild. And I think everything that it brought up, everything that was so deep, was really, really good. And I don't think actually, like I say, I feel like I've been through the ringer a little bit, so it doesn't really matter how it ended, and I think it was fine. I think the way it ended didn't take away from anything that it had done previously, and actually it does give Buffy a little bit of an out, but I think she probably still does feel a little bit hit by what happened, and I think her experience of what happened with Ted is still going to stay with her, and her role as the Slayer, and I think she's going to take that lesson that I was talking about, her learning of her place in this world, this human world that she doesn't quite belong to, but she does still live in, which is really important. Yeah. Anyway, that was Ted. God, I need to go have a shower or something. I don't know, man. Need a drink. That was that. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe down below. Click the notification button. You'll be notified every single time I put out any content. I do also cover other shows. I do The Good Place. I do Better Call Saul. I've also covered Breaking Bad, stuff like Squid Game if you are interested. There are some links down in the description. I've got early access to all my videos. I've got YouTube memberships and Patreon. Both the exact same thing. Tier 2 is early access. Tier 3, slice of life, some Q&A, stuff like that. If that tickles your fancy, mate. Thank you, as always, to those who do support me. Genuinely, thank you so much. Watch this video right here if you want to keep the hype train going, but other than that, that was it. More Buffy coming soon. Until then, bye.